Henry triple mocha frappuccino.
Hey friends, thanks for tuning in. It's your hosts, Andrew and Preeti. Welcome to Coffee Shop Talk. This week we'll be talking about names. America is a melting pot of cultures, and with these cultures come a variety of different and unique names.
Emily, cappuccino.
Names are not arbitrary. They hold the weight of the culture, identity, and experiences of the person behind them. Today we'll talk about how people choose the name they use, as well as what it means to them. This extends into the concept of Americanization, the term used when people from other cultures exchange their old culture for a new one.
Gentian latte.
Hey guys.
Hey Jinchen, we know lots of Chinese students use their English name. Why do you still use your Chinese name?
Well, that's a long story.
We have the time.
I use my Chinese name so that I stand out against others, and from it you can tell where it came from and the identity of my culture. And second is my original name. It is the tag that I was born with, so I want to keep it.
Have you always used your Chinese name then?
When I was in China, I was in an international high school in China, so we used to call each other by our English names.
So, why did you choose to use your Chinese name after coming to America?
When I first arrived in America, I discussed my name with my American host. I asked for advice about which American name should I choose. I was thinking about Jeff or Morris or something else. However, instead of giving me his advice, he asked me why not using our original name, Junchen? I was surprised about what he told me and started to consider using my Chinese name when I introduced myself to others.
Are there any other reasons you choose to use your Chinese name?
When I first introduced myself to others on my Engl1102 class, I started out by saying I'm Junchen Ma, but as it might be hard for people to pronounce, I would just go by Jeff. But then Dr. Huang, my English 1101 instructor, told me in front of the whole class that my Chinese name is not hard to pronounce at all. And additionally, Jinchen is a better name than Jeff as it shows my cultural identity. And after considering it for a while carefully, I decided to start using my Chinese name from then on and replace Jeff on my name card with Jinchen.
I'm glad your instructors are accepting of your original name. How about your friends?
I got a friend named Justin. He's a white American boy. And when I first introduced myself to him, I said that I'm Jinchen Ma. But if you think that is hard for you to pronounce and remember, I could tell you my English name as well. However, to my surprise, he refused to know my English name. I would like to try my best to remember your name, he said. I'm interested in learning not just your name, but also your cultures. And after that, he tried to pronounce Jinchen several times. To be honest, I would say his first few attempts were not perfect, but only after a few minutes did his calling of my name sound like that of my Chinese friends. And this experience consolidated my choice of using my Chinese name even in America. There are people that interested in my unique Chinese name, so why don't I just use it? In addition, there's a very good analogy from one of the books that I have read before. We are all like kites flying in the wind. The name is the thread that always connects me to my roots, to where I came from. And just like how a name may seem arbitrary or insignificant, like the thinness of a thread, you cannot fly a kite without a string, just like how you can't be you without your name.
So like what the term Americanization implies, you continue to gain from this new culture that you've immersed yourself in. But instead of your identity getting swept away, you use your Chinese name as a way to keep a connection to your roots.
humiliated, angry, and confused. Chinese students living on campus at the prestigious Columbia University had mixed emotions upon discovering that their name tags have been ripped off their dorm room doors. Columbia's Asian American Alliance released a statement calling the incident racist and unacceptable. Some Chinese students found that their name tags were spared only because they have adopted English names. However, the prank has inspired some to reaffirm their Chinese heritage. Many Chinese students also revere to displaying their original Chinese names to challenge the provocative behavior targeting their community. CGTN reporting from New York.
Chloe Grande Americano.
Oh, it looks like our second guest speaker is here.
Hey guys, what are you talking about?
Hey Chloe, we're talking about English and Chinese names. Jinchen uses his Chinese name, but I know you go by Chloe instead of Zutian. Why is that?
Oh, I think it's more personal. I think it's easier to pronounce. And I used to spend 5 minutes to explain my name to everyone I meet, and it's super annoying. So I just go by Chloe. It's way more easier.
That makes sense. Do you have any experiences with people mispronouncing your Chinese name?
Yes, a lot. So I used ZTM when calling Uber once, and my driver, he could only speak Spanish and just little English. So when he arrived, I was trying to confirm it's my car, but so I walked close to his car and saw he lowers his car window, and then he said, "Hey, are you and I was like, are you?" And we both feel awkward because we don't know each other's name. So changing names makes it easier. People always can kind of say Chloe is pronounced by Chloe. So yeah.
Oh, I see. Are there any other reasons you choose to go by Chloe instead of Zutian?
I think it is because my personality. I like new name because that makes me feel like I'm a new person when I arrive in a new environment. So I can kind of experience new things, and it's similar to I like playing drama when I was in high school, and I played different characters and I used different names. So I kind of experience other people's life by changing my name. A new name gives me a blank slate, a new start. Yeah, that's pretty much why I changed my name.
Oh, awesome. So for you, using your English name doesn't just make life easier in America. It lets you absorb experiences with a fresh mindset and take in an entire new culture. You are not Americanizing away your Chinese name, but instead supplementing it with another diverse identity.
Hey Jinchen, have you run into any obstacles since you decided to use your original name?
Sure, I have. There are always people that oppose each other and reject foreign cultures. I had argued with one of my Chinese friends about identity. We were having dinner together and then we were talking about the cultural shock. One of my friends joked that when we first came to the American, we were all fake Americans. But after spending years in this culture, we will all be fake Chinese. I disagreed strongly. No, I would not. I would always be a real Chinese. But he replied how, after immersing into another culture for years, you will never be the same person that you used to be. To his surprise, I agreed with this statement. Even though I will become someone different, that difference will only add a new culture to my identity, not losing the identity that I was born with, my Chinese identity. I could not remember every single discussion and argument we had that night. All I remember was that I was supported by another friend, and finally we reached an agreement. Even though it might be hard, you can embrace both cultures, either it's Chinese American or some other cultures. But you can never lose your root, lose where you came from. Even though obstacles rise when I try to stick with my Chinese name and Chinese cultures, I think it is worth to always remind not just me, but also people from different cultures, whether they're from Korean or from other parts of the world, where we came from and who we are.
Wow. Great points from both Jin Chen, who chooses to use his Chinese name, and Chloe, who goes by her American name. Despite their differences, they seem to agree on one main thing. No matter what name you choose, you still are you. Just how you define that is up to you.
A name is not just a word. It represents where you come from, your culture, and your goals. Your name is your own verbal fingerprint. Because of this, we must stay open and accepting of whatever name people choose to use.
That's a wrap for this episode of Coffee Shop Talk. Thanks for tuning in, folks.